And welcome to today's webinar. My name is Rob DaCosta. I'm going to be presenting, and today we're going to be talking about creating custom reports in SAFe. And we're going to build on a little bit of what we worked off of the last time on the last webinar. And so we're going to be talking about custom reports in SAFe today and what you can do with them. And the report in particular I'd like to talk to you today about is a property return or pickup notification report. And so most everyone disposes of property to people or businesses that want it back. So people might come in to see you, and at that point in time, you might pull up, you might be releasing property to them. And if you're doing that, you could pull up a property release form such as this. And let me get into a case. We'll go to the items tab in the case. Select whatever property you would like to return. We'll go to reports. We'll click in the select people field so that we can select individuals we'd like to print this report off for. And we can go to the property release form and then select people to put on the report. And we'll select our old friend Axel Foley and we'll run the report. And that's going to look like this. Okay, it's going to have a little bit of owner information at the top, a little bit of item information below that, and this receipt under penalty of perjury section, which you can have them fill out, sign and date it. And then you can scan that into the computer using like a flatbed scanner or take a picture of it. And then you can attach that as a piece of media back to your case if you would like to do that. So before all that even occurs though, how are you notifying someone that they have property to pick up in the first place? And are they going to pick that, do they have to pick that property up within a certain number of days, or it's going to be disposed of? How do you let people know that? Because unless you want to start running like a wholesale club with inventory quickly approaching the ceiling, you should probably think about getting rid of things as soon as possible. All right, so to do that, we are going to look at creating a property notification form. But let's not reinvent the wheel. So I am all about working smarter and not harder. So let's take whatever is already there and let's use that as a template. So to do that, I would suggest that you get logged into SAFe, and in the navigation menu over here on the left, go down and click Help, and then click the Wiki Support Guide link. And that is going to take you to the SAFe Documentation Wiki Guide, where once you're here, let me blow that up a little bit. There's a section on general user information, and right below that, there's a section on administrator information. Now, within the administrator information section, there is a portion for cloning forms, labels, and reports. So that's what we're going to do. And if you click on Overview, it's going to give you an overview on how to do that. Now we'll go down here to the bottom, and there are a number of different labels or forms, reports that you can copy the barcode numbers for and clone those reports onto your site. So we're going to take a look at this property notice form, which Beth has created. And we're just going to copy that barcode. We'll select it and copy it. And now we're going to go back into our SAFe site, and we're going to go into the Tools section here in your navigation menu. We're then going to go into the Report Builder, And once we're there, we're going to click clone and enter in that barcode. And we'll paste it in there and click OK. And that is going to take that report and clone it onto our site. And so now within the report builder, there are a number of things that we're going to be discussing here shortly. But before we do that, we're going to go back into our case and go to our items, and we're going to pull up the report that we just cloned so we can see how it looks. All right, so we'll go to reports, and let's select people again. Go to the property notice form, and we'll pull that up after we put our friend Axel Foley on the report. And this is what it's going to look like. All right, so at the top in the header, it's going to have our logos, the SAFE logos, SAFE Police Department, our address, phone number, etc. There's going to be a little bit of owner information, a little bit of a description as to what is going to happen to the property should they not pick it up. There's going to be a table here including the barcode of the item, case number, item number, category, description, etc. Now that's kind of useful because if you print this up, when they come to see you, tell them, you know, hey, bring this property notification form with you, and then when they come to see you, all you need to do is scan that barcode to bring their property up, which might be a convenient thing for you to have. And then there's John Wayne, our Lieutenant of Operations Commander, etc. So let's use this as a template and make it our own. And so we're going to go back into SAFE now, and we're going to go into Tools in the Report Builder, and we're going to go down and view that report. All right, there it is, property notice form. And you're not going to have as many reports on your site, I think, as I do. So you won't have to flip between the pages to get there. So now when you go into the report builder and view that report, this is the first thing you're going to see. It's going to take you to the report header and footer, where your logos, this is the section where your logos are going to be displayed. And it's going to point to our FTP server, which is where we house your logos. Now, if you don't know what your logos are called, you can go into the report builder, pull up any of your reports, and in the section where it says FTP, trackerftp.trackerproducts.com, client images, you will see the name and file extension of your logo, and also what width and height it should be. And also, so with that, let's go back into the report builder again and go back to that property form. And let's assume that you have now put in your logo here, and you have the correct width and height for that. And you might have a logo on the right, and you might have a logo on the left, depending on if you have one or two logos on your reports. Also, make sure that your agency name is correct at the top of your report right here. And then your address and phone number, etc. Now, past that, As I said, we're not going to reinvent the wheel. We're just going to kind of take what's there and we're going to use it. So with that, we're going to keep the person section the same because we want the owner's information at the top. However, we're going to have you change this middle section here and make it your own. You know, maybe you want different wording in there. Maybe you have specific wording that you would like presented. And so all of these are tabs within the report builder. And we're not going to be talking about all of them. We're just going to be talking about a few. And the first one is the item header and footer tab. And we can then look at the item section header, where we'll see it states that our records indicate that you have property in the safe. Now let's get rid of park because we're really not a park police department. In the safe police department's property room, this property will be destroyed or forfeited if not picked up by you within the next 10 business days. Or whatever you want to put. And then you're going to need to contact us to arrange a time and a date to pick up your property. You have until whenever to make the claim, et cetera, et cetera. And so that, once you alter this text, that is going to be shown here. So now let's look at the table here. And let's say you'd like to start altering this table. So I like barcode there. I like the case number, item number, that's okay. Category, yeah, I don't really care about category. Description, sure, description would be nice. But maybe we want some other things on that line. All right, so let's take a look and see what we can do there. So that is going to relate to this table that has been created. And the column headers are barcode, case number, item number, category, and description. And we're going to get rid of category. We're just going to take that line out. And instead, we want to put in some other things. And I'm just going to copy a line and then put that underneath description. And you know what? Maybe I'll just do a few. And maybe I'd like to look at make, model, and serial number, for example. Now, all of these, the width of this table is 100%. So these numbers have to total up to 100. So there's 40 in description, 10 for everything else from barcode, case number, item number, make, model, serial number. That totals to 100, so we're good to go there. So that's half of what you need to do to have those things appear on your report. Now, there is another part to this, and that is going to be next shown on the Items tab. So we're going to go to the Items tab, and between, let's see here, so there's the barcode, which we're showing first, then the code for the case number, item number, category, which we took out. So we're going to take that line out, and then description. But then we added make, model, and serial number to this report. So how do we do that? All right, so between the TD and the /TD, which is a cell in this table, we are just going to copy that, copy a line, doesn't matter what it is. We're going to take out the middle section, which is the item description, and we're going to copy that a couple more times. And now between this cell and the end of the cell, we're going to put in make, model, and serial number. And so to do that, to insert that code which is going to relate back to these headers. To insert that code, we're going to put our cursor between those two sections. And we're going to go into item fields, and we have make, model, serial number. So we'll put in the make. We'll put our cursor between those two. We'll go to item fields again, click on model, and then we're going to click on serial number. And that is going to insert that code into those cells, essentially. And when we're done, we're just going to save it. Now, some of you, to insert the make, model, serial number, may have a custom field that's been created for you. So if you click on item custom fields, you may have to scroll down to see it. I don't know if yeah, I do have one here. So I have a custom field for make, model, serial number. And so we'll see here in a moment if I'm using the custom field or not. And so let's save that, and let's go back into our case now. Go to our items tab, and we can go down, we can select an item. Let's try the cell phone down here. And now let's go to reports, select people, and pull up the property notice form that we've now edited. We'll put Axel on the report again and run it. All right, so it looks like make, model, serial number is not appearing. And that might be because I have that information in those alternate fields, the custom fields. Or I might just not have put a make, model, serial number on that item. Let me check another item. Let me view this. All right, there's no make, model. There is a serial number on that. So let's go back in our case. Go to our items. We'll pull up item number 4 in that report. Select people. Pull up the notice and run it. All right, so this is what you'll get. And so now we have a barcode, case number, item number, description of the item, and that item's make, model, serial number if that information is present. And you can kind of adjust these fields as you would like. So if you want make, model, serial number to have a little bit more room, you'll go back into tools, go to your report builder, pull up and view that report. And in my case, it's on page 2. Let's view it. And instead of having make, model, serial number as 10%, let's give it a little bit more room. We'll change it to 12%. We added 6, so we're going to have to take 6 away from something. So let's do what, 34 there? For 34% for the description. Since we added 6%, we'll take it off of our description, save it. And the next time we run that report, make, model, serial number, those fields are going to have a little bit more room. Now, John Wayne, you know, maybe they don't work here anymore. They've moved on or whatever. With that person is going to be in the footer of our report. So the 3 tabs you're mainly going to be working on are going to be the report header and footer, the item header and footer, and the item tab. Let's go back to the report header and footer now. And instead of John Wayne, Harry Callahan. I don't know. Sounds familiar somehow. So there you go. And he's lieutenant, sergeant, whomever. You can put that in there. Operations commander. And once again, there's the address, agency name, address, phone number, etc. Since that's at the top of the screen in our header, you may not want to duplicate that down here below. Maybe you just want their email address shown. So you can go back and delete those lines. And when you're done, let's save those changes. We see that it's saved. Let's go back into our report now. Go to our items tab. Select our item, go to reports, select people to put on that report, and then we'll run it. And this is what we'll get. All right. So we changed the top section a little bit. We added in the make, model, serial number, and we gave those 3 fields a little bit more space, taking room from the description. And we changed the footer with Harry Callahan in here now. And so now we have that person's updated information, and we're good to go. So now, instead of maybe typing up your property notification forms, property release, telling people that notifying people that they have property awaiting them to pick something up within the next X number of days, you can kind of let the system do that for you now, if that is something that interests you. And you can see what we did. So here's the first notification where we had the park police, and this line here with the category was there. We didn't really want that. John Wayne was our lieutenant, who's now moved on. We changed that around in the next thing, and you can see that here. We changed that middle section, putting in our own requirements. We put in make, model, serial number, but still showing John Wayne. And in the final rendition, we can now see that we've put in the make, model, serial number field, given those a little bit more space, taking space out of the description field. And we've also updated the property and evidence person to Harry Callahan.
Rob, I got a question for you.
Shoot.
Instead of Harry Callahan, could you put the logged in user on there?
Okay, so you don't want Callahan. All right, that's okay.
No, that was just, you can do that, correct?
Well, let's take a look.
Okay.
So if you go into Tools and go to the Report Builder once again, let's pull up that report and view it. Okay, and instead of Harry Callahan, let's take out Lieutenant. Let's take out that email. Operations Commander. We'll do Property and Evidence Unit. And in User Fields, you can click Username. That will put in that person's username. And also, let's put in putting in the P here defines a paragraph. Let's also put in that person's user email. And let's add a break. Well, I guess we don't have to since it's the last line, but we'll do that. And let's save that there. And let's go back to recent cases and pull that up and see what that looks like. And once again, we're going to select our item, go to reports. Since there are multiple people on my report, there are actually 4 people in this case rather. I don't want all 4 people to be on this report. So that's why I need to go up here to select people first and click in that field until I see a blue check mark. And then I'll go down, pull up the property release, property notice form, select my friend Axel, and then run the report. And at the bottom of the report now, we see there I am, and there's my email address. So yes, you are definitely able to do that.
Very good. Thank you.
Absolutely. And now, if any of you need help with kind of creating these reports, or you have any, you run into issues, feel free to reach out to us. You can always give us a call or send us an email, and we will be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction if you'd like that done, or work on these for you. And
I do see Justin. I was going to say,
ahead.
I do see Justin. I do see Justin's on here as well, and I'm sure he would charge a nice hourly rate if you want something really crazy done.
Yep, no kidding. So yes, we have some incredibly talented people then who work with who have worked on some of these reports, and we will be showing you some things that they've done here in the not too distant future, because Justin has so graciously allowed us to use a copy of a report that he created, and that goes way above and beyond anything that I could probably ever hope to teach you in a webinar. It, the work that he did on the report that he created is outstanding. So kudos to him. And once again, we'll be sharing that with you in the not too distant future. Okay. Any other questions? Are there any questions that I might be able to answer?
Nothing I haven't answered so far.
Okay.
Very
good.
One of the biggest points is if you can think of a form that you may need, don't hesitate to ask us, because we probably have it if you don't already have it in your site. So somebody else has probably created that, given us permission to share it. We can do that for you.
Yeah, I mean, there are a ton of different labels, reports in the system. A few of them are shown in the wiki guide under cloning a form, label, or report. You can copy any of those barcodes and bring that into your site, and from there you can take a look and edit that. Or maybe you want a report that has aspects of different reports in the system, and you want to kind of cobble something together from what's already there. By all means, if you feel like if you want something like that, please let us know if you need help doing something like that. So we have, as I said, a number of the reports in the system. For example, let's pull up a report here. And we're just going to pull up, let me see if it's here, an evidence list report, which will look like this. Very basic, case number, item number, description, storage location, that's it. We have another report very similar to that, but with a little bit more information. And that is the landscape version of that report. And so we took the original report, essentially, made it into a landscape format, added a case table at the top, and then added quite a bit more item information below that. If you like something like this, maybe you want description, you don't care about the category or who submitted it or when it was recovered. Maybe you want make, model, serial number on there instead. Customize these. I would invite you to customize these reports just the same way we did today. If you need help doing that, please let us know, and we'll be more than happy to help you with that. But outside of that, do we have any other questions, Joe, that have come in?
No, sir.
Nope. Okay. Well,
shock and awe. Everybody's in awe.
Yep. Okay. I hope so. That is pretty much all I have for you today. I tried to just kind of keep it as simple as I could, with a very, very simplistic kind of a report. If this is just not your forte, it's not something you're really interested in doing, but you would like something done, once again, please let us know, and we'd be more than happy to work with you on getting something custom created for you should you want that done. Other than that, thank you all so much for hanging out with us today on the webinar. I hope you all have a fantastic week ahead of you, and we'll catch you next time around. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Joe.
Hey, guys.